Okay, thank you. Well, good morning. On charging of data, just to get that out of the way, no change, no plans for any changes there. So we still need to charge for data because the publishing division doesn't get paid from taxpayers, it gets paid from the revenues we earn. So anyway, I'm going to talk about citing data sets. As you know, I'm a publisher, I'm not a statistician. I come from a rather different world. And one of the challenges I found at the OECD was that we have all this data and we have all these publications, and one of them's over here and one of them's over there, and why don't we pull them all together? But the problem's bigger than that. If you think about the research community and research, research is all about finding knowledge, and to do that, you need some facts. Okay? So you actually need the facts. And this is how people find research. Okay? They go to Google Scholar, or they go to a specialist engine like Scopus. And if you notice that Scopus, it covers 18,000 journals, 600 trade publications, 350 book series, conference papers, it's got millions and millions of records. And it even's got patents in there. Okay? If you look at Google Scholar, articles, theses, books, abstracts, court opinions, from academic publishers, professional societies, online repositories, where's the data? There's no data covered by either of those discovery engines. Okay? If you go and think about the way that the scholarly community is linking their stuff, okay, there's a system called Crossref. Okay, Crossref is sitting behind all of the academic journal publishing engines and the academic book publishing engines online. As of Friday, when I got the latest data, they've got 39 million articles and book chapters cross-linked. So they're talking to each other, okay? Which means this is a huge resource where stuff is cross-linking, but only to scholarly journals and book chapters. Where's the data? Okay? Not there, okay? So you can stand on the shoulders of giants, but it seems you have to do so without the data. Okay? So, and this is in a sense an example of why. This is a chart from The Economist that came out last year. Okay? And it came out after we released a big report that got a lot of airtime. And this is how The Economist cited it. Source, OECD. Okay? I challenge anyone to use that citation and find the book that this came from. Because it came from a book. It didn't come from a data set. It actually came from a book. Okay? You can't do it. Okay? Because it just says source OECD. And it's not just The Economist. All right? This is from Elsevier's World Development Journal. This is random. I just went into various sites and found some stuff. I'm not picking on Elsevier here. I used to work for them, but that's another story. This is from one of their big journals, World Development, right? Source, Akimoglu, etc., based on blah-de-blah, and other sources. That's the data. That's the citation and other sources. Okay? Another one, tertiary school enrollment from Barrow and Lee 2000 and their databases. Okay? I challenge anyone in the room to go and find that data. You won't be able to do it. Okay? And librarians, how many are cataloguing data sets in their OPACs? Okay? Librarians' OPACs are a very major sort of discovery engines, okay, in institutions. Okay? They simply don't catalogue the data sets. Okay? It's not their fault, because they've got no tools with which to do it. There's no engine with which to do it, but they don't do it. Okay? OECD has 300 data sets. There's not one library in the world that catalogues all 300. Most of them just simply have one record that says source OECD. Okay? And from there, the user has to go and find all our data sets. And that's a really tough job. So basically, my conclusion is data sets of scholarly publishing is lost sheep. Okay? They're out there, bleating in the wilderness, saying, click on me, but they're very hard to find unless you know where to look. Okay? And so therefore, to solve the problem, we need some sheepdogs. Okay? To round them all up. Okay? And the sheepdog is my analogy for metadata, because this is the secret. Because all of the journal articles, all those book chapters, the reason why they're all linked together is because they've all got metadata sitting behind them. Okay? And there are industry standards for that metadata. Okay? And everyone uses those industry standards. And so basically, if we use the same type of metadata, then authors will be able to cite the data sets accurately. So instead of just saying source OECD, they'll actually be able to give it a proper citation. Publishers will then be able to actually link to them. Discovery engines will then find them. Librarians will be able to catalog them. And everyone will actually be able to get hold of the data. Okay? And then really stand on the shoulders of giants. And here's how it can be done. Now, we've been building a new publishing engine called OCI Library for the last 4 years. It's now live in beta. If I can click on this, we'll go to it for real. So here we are. I've actually gone straight to the statistics homepage inside the iLibrary. And the iLibrary's got inside it all of our books going back to 1998, our journals, all our working papers going back to the year dot. We've actually digitized all the old ones. Plus, we've got all of our data sets, all 300 data sets, all in one engine. Okay? So if I go and do a search, I'll go back to the homepage and do a search. If I go and do a search for, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do health data. I'm mentioning health data because later this week we're releasing Health at a Glance, a little advert, which is one of our big publications in health. It summarizes all of health. Now, here we are. This is the search results. Okay? Now, if we go down and have a look, I hope at the back of the room you can see this. But here, down this column here, you can see all the different file types. Okay? We've got the purple ones are data. Okay? They are .stat platforms, some of you may be aware of. This is our data. These are the interactive databases where you can go in, do your own cooking, pull out the numbers. Okay? That's what they are. Underneath that, you've got a PDF file, because that comes from a book. Underneath that, you've got some 3 Excel files, because they come from graphs and tables that are inside books. Okay, so we're beginning to break out the graphs and charts so you can discover them independently of the book. Okay? And just to make it really easy for the user, we've actually tagged all the content type here. So that says data, 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 book, table, graph, table, graph. If I go further down, down here, for example, we've got chapter. Okay? And if I go into that chapter, for example, which is a chapter from one of our books, called Society at a Glance, when it wakes up, is it doing anything? The perils of doing live demos. Oh, it is